vitamins and supplements, personal care items, toiletries, children and adult pampers, and much, much more. And of course, get your prescriptions filled by a friendly and professional pharmacist. People's Pharmacy. Come in today and let us serve you.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown. Established for over 38 years, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an exquisite ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We go above and beyond to serve you. Basil's Bar Kingstown, where it's more than just a meal, it's an adventure. At
457-9997. Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And we are back with you for another segment here on our Activated Mornings program. In studio, it's Dianna, Cain, Nicole, Joseph Chin, and myself, Roleza Samuel. And as indicated, this is our Talk to Us open forum segment. If there's anything that you want to discuss based on what was presented this morning, you are free to do so. The number to call is 457-9997. All right, so let's begin. Just a few things. So if we see a call coming through, then I would take a break, right? We put a pause there, stick a pin. All right, so just a few things in relation to what we spoke about earlier this morning. Let me start with the last thing with life. Yes, I think persons working at the constituency offices also need to recognize that they too are in the role of customer service. All right. They are actually acting on behalf of the representative for the constituency. So everybody who is coming into that constituency office should be treated with respect. I didn't see the video that Life was talking about, but I could only suspect which one of the persons it is, right? Because they can be a little bit flamboyant and all of that, but even in their flamboyancy, I hope that is a word, of flamboyantness. That's probably just wrong, but anyways, I think you understand what I mean, right? Even in them being flamboyant, it's a matter of respect. And as we've been always mentioning that, yes, persons need to go and get registered. They need to go and vote. And we also need to remember that, as we said, 1-1 is either going to full or empty baskets. All right. So don't discount the fact that, it's just this one person who I'm treating in a kind of particular way, and their vote doesn't matter. Right. In them sharing and the one of things go right. So this person has put this post up on social media, and if there are persons who are inclined to believe or inclined to be more sympathetic towards them because of how they were treated, imagine the spill-off effect that it could possibly have. And I'm saying not to discount it, right? It could possibly have in terms of influence in how other persons vote. I do have an issue, and I kind of mentioned it on Monday, but right? But life raises its ugly in the parties, right? Those persons who are supporters, who go hell hard for their party, but in doing so, they do not realize the role in which that they are playing and how some persons are going to view media. And in this arrogance, so if I'm like one of those real petty persons, I might have been, you see, you for your arrogance, I would like for you to be able to learn a lesson, right? And this is the thing. It's not coming from the political leaders. It's not coming from the constituency candidates, the representatives who are going up. It's coming from party supporters. And a lot of the arrogance is being displayed on social media. And as a result of that, you just never know who it is you might cause to think differently or want to maybe possibly change their mind. And again, yes, it should not come down to petty things when it comes to voting, because you really should be voting on policy. You really should be voting on who you think is the best candidate for your constituency. But if some persons are going to continue with the level of arrogance that they've been displaying, it really is sad at this point in time. And I remember the other day I had to put a post up after a situation. And you know the song Come Down From There, Come Down From There, girl, Come Down From There. Right. So that song came into my mind when it is I came across certain things and I'm like, y'all need to stop. Right? Some persons really and truly need to stop because it's not reflecting good on their party. And imagine how hard some of these constituency representatives are working. They're working to get things done. They're working to spread a certain message. But your supporters, and I really do think it's the supporters who do more damage than anything else. 579997 for you to share your comments or your opinions on anything that we discussed. Just to go back a little more on the first segment that we had in terms of how we phrase it, boy?
Can we make possible to mix politics and religion, especially if you're a politician?
Right. So your thoughts. I know that in the interview you wanted to, you said something about wanting to challenge Marvin. So
he was speaking on, spirituality, and he started mentioning certain spiritual lifestyles, and I think sort of saying that they kind of trying to bring them together. So that was a different challenge that I had for him, different than the Christianity and politics. Before I was saying, nah, can't mix religion and politics. And I thought about it, I examined the two and how the two have been used. And I say, you know what? I guess you can mix religion and politics, because we have many examples of when religion and politics were mixed. The Bible was used as the justification to do many evil and wicked things by politicians, by leaders, kings, queens, whoever. So, they've been doing it for a while. The politicians usually say it. I have a certain feeling or a certain view as it relates to religion, and based on how I feel about religion, I figure, go ahead and use it in the politics, because
all right, now you make me feel
right?
The way what you say it is like I need to change the wording. So let's change the wording, because I think you knew what it is I meant, but you're taking it a different way, right?
Oh,
so
no.
Is it truly possible to mix religion and politics, especially as a politician, for the betterment of people?
Oh, for the betterment of people.
Yes. For you, just because of you, I need to change it. All right? For the betterment of people.
Then we would have to go into how they're going to better people's lives, because a lot of the things that people say they're doing to better people's lives, I don't see it that way. I think it really doesn't. It benefits some people, but it doesn't really benefit people's lives. So that might be different. If I want to look at Christianity or religion, but we have a call.
So we take the call and then we'll get back. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Mason.
How's everybody this morning? Okay?
We're good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks. Yes, I'm feeling much better now, Yeah, so getting all the just in case the time getting later, just, as usual, my Friday morning greeting to you all for your weekend.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. Some of the supporters really, it turn you off. If you were to depend on both sides, sometimes I listen on some of the ULP or the MC, it really turns you off. It becomes boring. So you have to think of your own self. You think of your mind. You think of what you're looking forward for. To the government, whoever forms government. But I'll be very honest, some of the supporters on both sides, they turn you off. And that is the truth. Anyway, have a very pleasant weekend. And don't get booed. Don't get food. All right.
All right, Mr.
All the best there.
All right, to you too. Thanks, Mr. Mason. All right, Dianna.
No, my views on religion are a bit different. So I should have first said that based on how, well, I think I've kind of said that. I don't think that religion is this noble saving grace thing that we have it as based on how they operate. I seriously, genuinely believe that religion is a business. So when I think about it in that way, I figure, well, I mean, you could use it to do anything you want. You could involve it and mix it anyhow you want to mix it. The Christians justified human trafficking that they call what they call the transatlantic slave trade. They justified it with religion. Hey, you know them folks down in Africa, they need saving. Sure, let's go with our guns and our Bibles and get them right. Right? So that was used for that. Mr. Marvin Fraser, let's go back to him. I heard him speaking at Byra. Now, if I want to dash away my views on religion and believe Christianity really is noble and it really saves you, and you ought to impact people's lives with your Christianity, then let's look at some of the things that the Bible that the Christians use speak about. Mr. Fraser was at boastful. You see, boast about his government, be boastful. Don't let us remember being boastful, blah, 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 blah. Something to that effect, right? And as a man who is saying that he is a Christian and he's going to influence others, like other Christian politicians have said, I didn't think that was fitting for a Christian, because the Bible does not encourage Christians to be boastful. It encourages humility. All right. So if you're claiming that you are this Christian person and you're going to stand up and be the change, I think that was not really a move in the right thing. The Bible also says to correct in love. And how many of these politicians correct either their supporters or their fellow colleagues in love? If we listen to the way they speak on their political platforms, I don't see humility in any of them, really, even the ones who claim that they're Christian. And they talk about, well, somebody has to stand up. And if we are there, we'll be able to influence our colleagues. Well, how long are we going to give you to influence them? Because you have people on both sides claiming that they're Christians and they will speak to their colleagues and, talk to them when they're going the wrong way. But we still see them being disrespectful and we still see them carrying on with so many things. So are you really influencing them? Are you talking to them? Are you correcting them with their wrongdoing? And if you are, maybe they're not listening to you. So again, are you influencing them? The Bible also encourages you to speak evil of no man. And I mean, do I need to tell you how these politicians speak? You have many live recordings that you can go and look at. You have radio things that you can go and listen to as well. And the final thing is, I think the Bible supports both points of religion and politics. So that is another of the controversial things or confusing things about the Bible that a lot of persons, well, some people talk about, among other things. So that's it from me for now.
All right. So Dianna has shared her points. Now, I want to just point out that this is not in relation to, or just solely in relation to Marvin Fraser, right? It's only because we had him here on the program recently, and because he was very vocal about his points in terms of being a Christian who has entered politics. All right. And we also, right. So I also was going to make mention of the fact that we, in one constituency, we have two individuals who are up for a seat who are both, I'm not sure if they are still currently, but at least they were pastors. All right. And this is the constituency of Central Leeward, where we have Aranda Brewster and Conroy Huggins who are going up. All right. So I don't want for it to seem as if it is a knock on Marvin Fraser, but he was the most recent person who we interviewed. So hence the reason why we started the discussion. I see that there is call, and then probably that's entire conversation. Hi, Jeff. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good morning, Friday, and almost the end of the week is here for you guys. And for a lot
Jeff?
of people.
The way he said it, I had to pause, and I was like, I wasn't sure if he was just a doctor Friday.
oh. Well,
but you could still do it. Yes. You can
Why
still do
not?
it. Yes.
Why not? I want to just pick up a little thing on Dianna there about Marvin Fraser. Talk about boastful. I mean, if boastful could be in a negative or positive way, because I mean, it could be boastful of something in a positive way.
As in
It doesn't have to be
confidence,
negative.
displaying confidence, you
Yeah,
mean? Okay.
yeah. To be honest with you, out of all the candidates out there, I've never really heard him go down a negative line. That's something I have not. Maybe people have, but I've not heard him going down a negative, calling names, etc., etc. So I hope it stays that way. But I tell you something, of him being on there, I think was it Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
Man, he hot up Mr. Leacock head because all the Leacock was a nice read and he was complaining about Marvin and this and that and holier than thou and all that. Man, he hurt his head up all day. That program for him, he was just going on a rant Wednesday on their program, Tuesday on their program. Yeah, Wednesday, I think he was on. He was just ranting, 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 ranting. But like I say, I just hope that this election is peaceful. That's all I'm hoping for. That's all I want to hear out of it. And may the best party put forward their points, their point of view. And like I said before, you guys are the ultimate choice to make your choice down there. So they can rant and do what they want to do, whoever, both parties. But on the day, is the people who are going to make the choice. And I hope that both party or either party will live by the choice that the people make. All right. So have a fantastic weekend. And I will be oh, I must say, on behalf of Carol, she almost but you didn't say thanks to the ladies for asking about Jamaica. Yes,
She gets scolded.
must say thank you guys. Yes.
That's a good wife.
Yes, yeah, that's a good wife. Yeah, we were out there for about 6 hours again yesterday doing our parts. All right, so have a good one.
All right. Thanks.
Happy weekend.
Thanks,
All
Jeff.
right,
Morning,
bye-bye.
Carol. All right. So let me just hear from Nicole before I give my final thoughts.
I just want to say Dianna kind of said it all, Dianna really, she painted a very clear, very structured picture, a poster, and I listened. So that contribution kind of just made it succinct.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nicole.
Sorry. So just on the topic of boastful, because Jeff mentioned, you could be boastful in confidence, but boastful means showing excessive pride and self-satisfaction in one's achievements, possessions, or abilities. Does the Bible encourage that kind of behavior? That's, my thing. That's the connection there. Specifically for the Christians. Yeah.
All right, so back to this. Now I actually commend the persons who are able to take a principled position, even in the midst of everybody else being a little different, right? Because, all right, so let me take this call and then that final call to the segment and then I call a good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
It is, we cannot, as Christians, we really cannot totally detach ourselves from politics. Because how do you get better roads, better health facilities and all that? It's politicians who work for the people. And if you're a Christian in a community, don't tell me that these things don't matter. And also in the Bible, David was a man after God's own heart. Solomon was king. David, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they worked in the administration of kings. And I can tell you in the United States, I know this for a fact, pastors and other heads of religion are members of government. They represent different areas. So we cannot truly detach ourselves from politics as Christians. I think what is important is we conduct ourselves according to our beliefs. Our beliefs, we conduct ourselves accordingly. But Christians cannot truly say detach themselves from politics. It is part of everyday living. That is what politics is. And Christians are a part of life. Biblical and principles that thanks have a good
contribution as well. I do agree with what that said. It really and truly is a matter of the way in which you conduct yourself. Now, I could be around to go down that position or be a person creates not a change, even maybe within a small circle of persons around me, for the betterment of people. Is it wrong for us to say that a politician who is a Christian should not put himself? I do not necessarily see anything wrong with it, but as the caller said, is the way in which you act and you behave, especially once you get into office, because I tend to find that the true measure of a person is who we see, the characteristic that comes out in them when they have power. When you are in a position of power is when I think that your true nature comes out, right? And if you are going to remain humble, then it is a good starting place. What it is that I am generally fearful of is, and it's not even just a matter of persons who are Christians. Like I have a friend who is a good thing I have more than one friend running for politics at this time, so nobody could single it out, single the person out. But anyhow, I remember at a particular point in time when a friend stated that they want to run for politics. And I'm saying, I don't feel that this is for you, right? The reason why I said it is because, in my view, you are going to end up succumbing or becoming like the others. But who is to say that this person necessarily has to become like the others? Who is to say that this person cannot, within themselves, maintain their own integrity without going down the road that we've heard of some other persons going, you know? And which is why I always say it's kind of wrong for people like me to tell somebody you should not run for politics, because where would all the good people be? We need to have good, decent people running for politics. We need to have persons with integrity, persons who are going to be ethical, who are going to be moral, and in the case of this conversation, who are going to be spiritual, who can possibly be the difference that we want or we hope to see. They might just be a one-off. I don't know. But
I want to just jump in, and you see, this is the thing. Now, while I agree, I said I agree with Dianna, but I want to say something. There's a contrast between religion and faith, and I think sometimes we mix those two things up a lot, and we don't apply them accordingly. And our faith is really what guides us and what helps us to be good humans. We believe that something is going to, or some bigger being is responsible for who we are, our design, everything like that. And so sometimes if you have to bring in that overarching faith dialogue, that is way different from expounding from a religious point of view, coming on holier than thou, taking this whole aspect of I am this person of religion and not holding on to this person of faith. Roleza, you said it in terms of what you take with you in terms of your values. And so really our faith it underscores our value systems. And sometimes religion just goes a little bit too far. So we have to understand how to draw that very, very clean line inside of that same dialogue around who we are and what we're bringing when we come inside of a leadership space. For example, I am very, very, very convicted of my faith. Am I concerned about a religion that I would follow? No, because I believe that faith is more aligned to where I want to be. And so you respect people more, and you get to understand that kind of collective respect and regard when you understand that people's faith is taking them along a journey. And you then remove religion, and you remove people's religious rituals or traditions or what have you from that big picture of who they are. And I think that's where we have to kind of understand how we draw that line. So I don't know if that helps to clarify or to put clarity, but our faith really becomes our line of principle, and it guides us, as opposed to, okay, I'm a this or I'm a that, and all the labels about religion.
Okay. All righty. So
final things, because I don't know if we'll come back to this.
now we
for the ones that the same Christian politicians, especially those who say they are preachers, how do you preach on Saturday or Sunday morning, love, unity, and togetherness, and Saturday, Sunday evening, you're on a political platform encouraging division? Because they want to run away from the fact that politics is division. But I mean, come on, it is division, right?
But,
so
but
how
it
do
depends,
you go from...
But it kind of depends on what it is that they're speaking. When they go on the platform, are
it's
they
not
speaking
about the speaking. The point is you are aligned with this particular thing, right? We have a saying, you are known by the company you keep. So I figure you can't tell me you're such a righteous person among this kind of thing. And you're as a Christian, you're saying, you're supposed to be the salt of the earth. Supposed to let your light shine. But that means you're supposed to be letting your light shine among your colleagues. And I'm supposed to be seeing a change in your colleagues' behavior. Because the behavior that you allow your colleagues to take part in and say, oh, well, it is not me, I am trying to be the good one, is the same kind of behavior that you call out the world for. You don't allow people in the world to behave like that. You get on your pulpits and you talk about it when you have your street meetings, your crusades, whatever. You call out this kind of behavior, but when your colleagues do it, it is accepted. It is accepted when it is politics. No.
So
I don't think so.
Is it that we should only have persons of certain type of character going up as politicians? On account of what we're seeing now,
I wouldn't really say so when you.
But then that's it. So if we see somebody who is different or wanting to see a change and they enter politics, then should we necessarily beat up on them for it? Just because the others are known to be a particular way? Is it a case where now the qualification to be a politician, you have to be down in the gutter with others or like others on account of this is what it generally is?
But if you pass on the block and you see several people on the block, you're not going to try to figure out who is the good one among them. You're going to group them all together and say all of them are wasting time lining on the block. All of them are lining up a particular way. We're not going to then go and sort out to figure who. We do that with various things. It's just that when it comes to the politicians, we try to, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander kind of situation. That's how I feel.
I want to just jump in real quick. Just real quick, because this is important for me to also say, I don't know the references that you all are actually making. So I need to, again, be a little more aware of that, but I'm speaking from a general perspective. So again, this is my social studies time, right? So I also need to have a little more information and context in terms of your specific references. But I am really overarching that general discussion around how we as people are guided by our faith, how we lead, how we show up in public, and then, of course, what we stand for and how we consistently stand for that thing.
All right. So I see Krempel asking me a question here, but Krempel, I really need to end this segment. I really need to end this segment, but I think we will take it up at another time because it's something that it's a little issue that I have, right? Where falling into the fold. I suppose that's what my issue is, falling into the fold, right? Anyhow, so we're going to end this segment. Maybe we'll take this up another time. Maybe you have other questions for us, but we will definitely take it up another time, which means another day. All right. So we are heading on out. And for those who participated in this discussion, whether it's on WhatsApp or by calling, we thank you for that.
3, 2